Welcome to another edition of the ORB Show. Yeah, ORB Show. All right. So a lot has happened since the last ORB Show. I've been doing them in advance. I've just been having so much fun making them. The reception has been so positive, so beautiful. What can I do but just make my fans happy? ORB Show. So what are we doing here? I actually planned out, I've been thinking a lot while I'm driving and stuff, and I have, some plans today, some things that we're going to do. First off, the news. I got to do monologues, but I did not make one today, but the news. Let me see. What is in the news? So a guy at Ford called Trump, like, a pedophile or something, and Trump's like, fuck you, dude, and it's like, just really funny that, like, this is in the first 5 minutes. I might get demonetized for that. I don't even know if am I monetized? Like, would I get any money from me watching this? I have no fucking clue how this works. But yeah, our president's fucking doing that on, like, I guess national TV or something. I don't know how people know about this. Whatever. ICE is blinding, like, people and, like, killing children, like shooting flashbangs in cars. They're just like playing Modern Warfare out there. Last time I think I talked about Air Force Museum I went to, and I finally looked at the pamphlet they handed me. I just grabbed it. And look how dumb this is. Big planes, big bombs, big fun. How is any of that cool? Like implements of war, killing people, that's fun for you? I don't know, it's such a boring mindset in my opinion. But yeah, anyway, regarding that guy, it's like people are asking senators, and it's so annoying how the way they ask. It's like, yeah, okay, I agree with you, but like, like your smugness is a little bit much, or it seemed like smugness to me. There was one guy, like, went up to a congressman. He's like, how do you feel about this guy's comments on Trump? And he's like, I believe it's factual. I believe he said something factually correct. And the reporter's like, yeah, that's right. Like, okay, don't get off on it, dude. Like, it sucks, ultimately, that our president's a fucking pedophile rapist. But whatever. Was also, and they also asked, like, AOC, and she's like, that's true. I don't really have any reason to characterize her as, like, I don't know, annoying. Aside from I just get the vague feeling that she probably is. I haven't really looked into her very much. AOC, as you should call her. You should try to pronounce it instead of just calling her AOC. Like, it's rude. It's offensive as a Hispanic. You can't just call us, like, abbreviations. You can't belittle us like that. She goes into Congress with her 8 tentacle arms, Doc Ock. I've been waiting to say that one. I'm like, I don't know why it cracks me up. Just, we're going into Congress with 8 arms. It's like talking to the arms and shit. It's factual. He's a rapist. Rapist. All the arms are like agreeing. I don't know. Yeah. I was also thinking about John Hinckley Jr. How interesting it is that he shot Reagan for Jodie Foster, who's a lesbian, wasn't out at the time. Like, how he must be just kicking himself in prison. But also, how, in a way, like, if you were going to do something for a gay person in the 80s or whatever, shooting Reagan, like, it's pretty romantic, don't you think? Like, like, in a way, like, she had the blush when she heard it, like, whoa. I don't know. Do lesbians get, you don't hear about lesbian AIDS stories. You only hear about gay guy AIDS stories. Anyway, I had a rough time recently. I went to the woods at like 5 p.m. I just felt intuitively just go to the woods, walk through. It was a nature preserve in Decatur or something. And what happened was I like was trying to, like, get out before it went dark. And I asked this like frat guy who's like walking along, like really off path. He was just like walking on like the waters. I don't know why he was there. But I'm like, hey, yeah, how do I get out of here? And he gave me directions, but like the way he gave the directions, I don't know, maybe I misunderstood, maybe they were poor directions. But I went through and I saw this path that I thought would wind back to the entrance. But it just took me to the woods, and I was just like stuck in this like fucking like mud pits. Like, oh my God, like I should just trudge through. Maybe there will be a way out, which is not the way to handle the woods, to be honest. It was like not even that much woods, but I was like, I was like fucking lost, and I was losing daylight. When I was walking along, I had this like feeling that like, okay, like I better make sure stuff's secure in my like pocket because this can fall out. And I had walked along for a little bit, and I had music playing in my Bluetooth earbuds, and I figured like, okay, if I had music playing, and then like everything's with me. But I got to this one part where there's this creek where I was gonna cross over, and I figured like, nah, I don't want to get my feet wet. So I went back up. I was just gonna go back where I came, try to escape. And I heard this like little plop of like something falling on. So I was climbing up this hill, something falling on the leaves, and there are like all these leaves that are, well, they're not leaves really. They're like sort of like vine leaves, I guess. They like grow out of the ground because it's like an invasive species out there, and they're like all over bedding the ground. And thankfully, the exact same color as my iPhone. So I like heard that plop, and then I realized my phone isn't with me. So I'm looking for it, like it's like freaking out. I'm like, please God, please help me. I'm like, ancestors, please. And then like I couldn't find it. And I was like looking around. I'm like, okay, I can either like find it, like hope I find it, just continue like patting this fucking grass, and maybe eventually find it and like use my like flashlight to escape, or I could just get the fuck out of here and get it tomorrow. Hope I can do it tomorrow. Thing is, the park closes at like 11. My cards, I like kind of like canceled them by like doing a fraud alert. So like now I just have like my phone having my cards as like virtual cards, paying everything with Apple Pay. As well as using it for directions and all that. I had like 50 miles on my gas tank. I didn't know if I'd be able to find the place again, so I was like freaking out. So I left. I went to leave. It was my judgment call, and I'm like trying to see if I can find somebody. And then like I finally find this guy, this old man, going down the path at night with his dog. And thank God for this guy, because he saved me so bad. I cannot believe he followed me into the woods, like off the path, where we're getting like hit by like fucking like thorn bushes, It's like we're like getting like fucking swiped up in our hands and our feet. I don't know if I have like a car still, but whatever. It's not visible. But I was maimed. We couldn't find it. It wasn't where I thought it was, or so it seemed. So, and he had like no cell connection or something. He wasn't able to call it. I had like call blocking on my phone, so I'm like, oh God. And he offered to let me stay at his couch in his house, which was like 2 blocks away. It was like really close. So I'm like, oh man, thank you so much. And like, I ended up going back to his house. The only thing that was sort of weird, and I don't want to do disservice to this man because he's so kind to me and he's so trusting, is that I went back to his house, and then he's like, I got like, orange juice, I got like water, I got whiskey. I'm like, no, I don't drink, and I don't drink. But yeah, he like starts drinking, and we're talking about our lives, who we are, and all that. I even give him my ID. I'm like, you can take a picture of that, send it to your friends. He doesn't have to freak out. He's like, because he comes in and then his like friend hears him. I guess his friend lives next door. He like calls like, who's that man with you? And he's like, then he explains to me, that was my ex-boyfriend. Like, I'm bisexual. I'm just like, okay. Like, you didn't really have to spring that on me when you got the drink in your hand, staring at me on your couch, and I'm like at your, like, I'm like, uh, totally at like your fucking mercy here. Um, so I was like a little bit like weirded out, but he like made me like a PB&J and like gave me like a glass of milk. And frankly, like he's more trusting a guy than I was. I'm like, okay, like I'm not gonna drink all this drink because I don't know, like you put roofie in it or something, He's a nice guy, so this is really a disservice, everything I'm saying, frankly. But the point is, like, that's just how I interpreted it because maybe I need to work on trusting people more, or maybe I trust people just enough, and he was just an extraordinary case of being trustworthy. I don't know, but point being, I kept yeah, we kept talking a little bit, and then he like, whatever, went to his room, and he like let me sleep on his couch. Although when I was on his couch, like a little roach went over the couch. It was like right on the horizon of the couch, and I'm like, oh, please go away. I don't kill animals. I don't kill anything. I don't want to. I was trying to like shoo it off. And then thankfully, it just like just very politely went back down. Thank you. Then yeah, so he got up at like 3 a.m. or whatever. Asked him what I could do for him. I like threw out his trash. He had like some speaker cable. I threw that out too, and whatever. But he's like, mi casa, tu casa. He said that wrong. I'm like, okay, cool. So I made myself like cereal for breakfast. He came home early the next day, and we like went to find it when it was like sort of a light rain. Could not find it in the location we looked for it. We tried Find My iPhone, would not ring, could not hear a thing. And we figured, because it was like the connection on things was kind of like off on maps and like, with calling and stuff, that like maybe there was an issue. Like we've tried calling people and it was like you couldn't hear them actually speak. We figured there was an issue with the cell connection and that the phone actually wasn't where it was on the Find My iPhone. So we go back at like 3 or something later on after he's charged his phone. And we do Find My iPhone again, and we're looking for like an hour maybe or something. And I'm like, and he's like, "Don't worry about me. I'm having a fun day." So I'm like, "Okay, cool." Oh, I should also mention that, like, all of a sudden he just sort of like tripped mushrooms. Like we were talking about Terrence McKenna, and he just started tripping mushrooms. Like, whoa, like, I'm happy to like help you out, dude, and like trip sit, but like you did sort of just spring that on me this little bit, like, okay, whatever. So yeah, we go into the woods and we like go through this like horrible like fucking wooded area, and like right before we give up, I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna like stick my head over here. I hear the Find My iPhone, and I see my phone. It's like perfectly like preserved right here on like display in this mud pit, and you can see like this little like boot print from the day before, where like my boot is like perfectly like preserved as well, like a I don't know, like Paleozoic fossil or something, So yeah, we found the phone. Really happy about that. I gifted him a copy of the audiobooks. He's in audiobooks of what is it? Cormac McCarthy's Blood Meridian, which is a really good performance. It's really good prose and stuff too. So yeah, and then that was it. Just said bye to him and left. But yeah, I mean, that was a fucking weird experience. I had to sleep on that guy's couch. I can't believe the kindness that I experienced. I cannot believe that there are people like that out there. It is insane. Well, I guess I have to believe because he proved me wrong there. But yeah, no, I didn't think I'd ever find somebody who'd be like willing to walk into the woods with me at night after just meeting me. Like, my God, he had his dog with him, so I guess he felt like safe. But like, I could have just like, drowned him in a river or something if I was crazy. And what's crazy is I don't think anyone would have found it. Right? And if you kill someone in the middle of like a nature preserve and you just walk right out, it's not like there's like cameras. There's no security cameras. I don't know. But yeah, pretty trusting, pretty cool. Thank God for that guy. really proud and happy that he, is among us, helping people out. He's like, said he'd help people out in multiple different wooden areas and stuff. So I don't know. And maybe, when I was praying for help, maybe that's the answer. That's kind of my thinking. He had sort of a similar thing where he's like into like manifestation, all that. And he's talking about, he's like manifesting healing for himself when he had leukemia years ago and all that. So it was an interesting experience. We sort of aligned. Yeah. As you can see, I've been manifesting so much success for the Orb show, and that's why it's going so damn well. I mean, you'll see. If you don't believe me, you'll see. Yeah, I'm trying to think of what else. Oh, yeah, right. I had notes. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to write notes from now on. John Hinckley. Oh, yeah. Something I mentioned to him, I don't know if I mentioned in the last episode, is that I've been thinking about... I think I definitely did mention in the last episode. Just this like kind of theory, this way I'm thinking, which is just basically that virtue has to grow through connection with others or things. It can't just grow like in a vacuum, like on your own. That ultimately it's a waste of time or otherwise not as effective to just be like a monk hiding out in like some temple somewhere by yourself, not really talking to anyone, or being in a cave somewhere, not talking to anyone and expressing your virtues. You have to do it through connection. And that really everything is a virtue of connection. Like poetry is a connection of this to that via metaphor. A joke is a connection of this to that via some, insight or revelation of like surprise. A lot of insults, same thing. And that really generally, I think, like, if we're not relying on, or we're not expanding or developing through the process of connection, then we're not really, growing as much as we could. Though ultimately, at the end of the day, you have to, like, do what's healthy for yourself. You can't, like, just be like, I want to connect and expand so much that you, like, expand into, like, drinking poison or like being in abusive relationships or things like that. Yeah. So, what else? I think that's all. I had other jokes and stuff, but I totally forget them all the goddamn time. I really don't know why. Oh great, a bird just pooped in my car. But that's a sign of blessing. If you don't remember from the Bible, birds pooped and they poop turned into fire or something. And they're like, that's a blessing. Okay. It probably is a blessing. Okay. So trying to think of what else. I guess I was thinking also about like rituals, not like witchcraft rituals, but like, like rituals, like things you do in the day to get yourself set for the day. And also before sleeping. You just have better dreams and more restful sleep, I think. But yeah, I think I met this lady today who's like watching the sunrise. She says she does it every day. And I didn't tell her, but what I was thinking also and what I used to do was just journal every day after waking up. And that a lot of times, like, if you go to sleep with like sort of an idea of a question or something and you wake up in the morning, you can kind of like either through poetry or art or something connect really clearly to the sense of just like, I don't know, maybe you're like connecting with your subconscious or something, but you sort of like connect with this understanding sometimes, and you're able to find solutions in helpful ways. I don't know if I've necessarily been doing it so much like that, so much as I've been doing it through like the process of just making art. I guess I should say Rick Rubin has this book. I don't remember the name, but it's just like a circle on the cover, a circle and a dot in the middle. And he talks about like how before he works he does like a meta meditation, which is like I am loved, I am kind, I am something. I can't remember the third one. I'm beautiful, maybe, or I don't know. I'm healthy. I don't know. But yeah, so he does that like before he goes and works with artists, and like he might hear like a little bit of a jazz note or something when he's meditating, and that'll inform his work. And I think sometimes like meditation or whatever process of working that sort of like liminal, like dreamlike sort of like just woke up state, you're able to really get into a higher level of creativity. That's actually like true. That's not a belief for me. That literally will happen for you, and I can still like continue to get results like that, I think. Some people call it channeling or whatever. I don't know exactly. But yeah. I can channel the orb. What do you say? Or oh fuck! The orb is icy cold. Orb, speak to me. It says don't speak to me. Oh. That's offensive. I fucking bore you. Okay. Yeah, I'm trying to think of what else I want to talk about. What else do I want to talk about? I want to get into a hotel and just write. Just write and write and write. I've been writing so much, and I've been having so much fun with it. Another thing is, like, I'm also traveling, so it's like I need to figure out, do I really want to stay in this town for another day? Do I really want to be around this area? Or am I just going to fuck off and, find someplace else? But it's like the more I fuck off, the further north I get. The further north I get, the further fucking frozen I get. And, like, I only have the one winter coat. I hardly have the equipment to keep myself from unfreezing. Well, whatever. Then I don't know how to drive on ice roads. I've driven Florida my entire life. What the hell do you do on an ice road? You just gotta be careful how much you accelerate, or like how you brake or something. I don't have any fucking idea. But yeah. Speaking of dreams, maybe I'll mention this. This dream is very funny to me, where I was with a girl that I like, and we walked into this convenience store, and there was this guy that I asked his opinion on, like this fit of this jacket, in this thrift store that I went to called Out of the Closet. It was like a thrift store / like prep center or something. It's like all the money goes to like, I guess like gay or AIDS victims. Well, gay victims. I think it's like gay people or something, or AIDS victims. I don't know exactly. But yeah. I kind of wanted to say, but I felt I might be a dickhead if I was like, when I left the store, to be like, "Oh, I'm coming out of the closet." But, I think they probably would have thought. Someone probably ever made that joke, and they probably wouldn't appreciate it. But none of the employees were gay, but everyone who was in the store was, I think, pretty much was. Yeah. So. I asked this guy for his impression on the fit, and he said it's a little big, and I'm like, damn it. I should have bought it, though, because it still looked pretty cool, I think. And I need a winter coat beyond the one I have. But anyway, for some reason in my dream, he was like in an aisle of the convenience store, and I'm like, and I point to the girl next to me, and I'm like, look at this guy. This guy is awesome. We definitely have to interact with him. Like, for some reason, like, I just had this idea that this guy is the funniest guy. Like, he's fucking awesome. And when I met him, he was just sort of like, a normal guy. He's just sort of like, he's obviously like, gay coded, I guess. But, he's like, he wasn't particularly like funny or anything. He wasn't over the top or anything. He wasn't weird. And in my dream, it wasn't that he was over the top. It was just that he was a fun person with a really funny perspective or way of talking. Or I don't know. He's just a really humorous guy. Not like laughing at him. Just he generates humor. So I said that, and then there was also some other people with me, I guess, or in the store, and they were like, okay, they were like also like trying to like follow along what we were doing. And so I go and we look over the corner of the convenience store, and he's gone. Of the aisle, and he's gone. And then we go and we try to look again over other places, and like we like know he's there, but like he's gone when we look. And then finally, and then like there's like one time where like we look and like there's this other lady in the aisle. We like turn the corner to like look in there, see if we can find him, and he's gone. But like there's this lady there. She's just like just looking at her. And I can't remember exactly how it ended, but I know like we sort of found him or something. He like freaked out, he like ran away. But like, yeah, I don't know. The dream like fucking like lights me up. It's so fucking funny to me. I don't know what that could mean. Aside from the fact that that guy was really funny. Some weird dream. I've had some other weird dreams, but they've been getting pretty nice, positive, I guess. In the past, no matter how like good I was feeling, sometimes I would have bad dreams, and I think it was just sometimes like living with my family. Like I'd have dreams where my brother would come to my house and he'd just like be like, rah, 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 rah. I mean, I'm like, dude, fuck off. Why do I have to feel this? It's weird to the extent to which dreams mean something, and I'm not sure what they mean, but yeah, I don't know. I guess I won't get into it too much. But yeah, I've been writing a lot recently. I'm gonna try to. Oh, I'll forget it. I'm gonna try to just continue to write. I'm making like poems every day and stuff, and I haven't done another poem video / song because I got hung up on my last song. Like it just feels a little bit darker than I want it to be. The poetry's great. Poetry's fine. The video, The song needs work. It's kind of interesting, but it like needs work. I don't know if it fits the vibe of what I'm doing. It seems, I don't know. It seems I gotta massage it into place a little bit more. I don't want to be a perfectionist, but I also like, I don't know, I'm thinking like maybe I'll submit this stuff to places and see if I can get money. Woo. Yeah. Okay. Trying to think of what else I might talk about here. John Hinckley Jr. I saw on YouTube, I don't know where I'm going to go with this, but that scene from Taxi Driver where Robert De Niro hits on the lady in the political office, and he just hits on her basically by being like, you're lonely, you're sad. Why don't you go out with me? I could be your friend. It's like, is that like, where our dad's getting fucking laid with that shit? Like, what the fuck? Social media, if anything, is like forced guys to up their game, I think. Not that there should be any game. I think it's like, it's so preposterous to approach people from a place of anything other than authenticity. Like, I know we're all going to be nervous with each other to some degree. But it's just so, like, it's such a shame, and it's so, I guess for me, just personally disgusting to, like, go up to someone and read them a line or something. In fact, I always find it really funny, the idea, this may be an expression of anxiety in the past or something, but the idea of blowing dates, like just totally wrecking them, like what you can do to fuck it up, or to just be like weird on a date. Like I would like to go to a restaurant and ask them for like, what is your worst wine? What is the wine that you would not recommend? And then just like, yeah, get that, a bottle. I don't know. I don't know. Or like other things that I can't even remember. Just things that made me laugh in the moment. I don't really know what else to talk about here. Maybe I'll try to either end it earlier or, yeah, maybe I should end it early. But I want to get one last thought out. I want to end on that. Yeah. Um. Hmm. 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 Uh. I don't know. Like, there's got to be something else in the news. I haven't just read about fucking John Hinckley. I mean, no, not John Hinckley. Fucking ice and all that. There has to be something more than ice. Um. Look at this. Like I have a halo. Um. Wings. Um. I can't think of any. Oh yeah, yeah. Donald Trump got Machado's Nobel Peace Prize, and they're like Norway's in shock. And it's kind of interesting also because like these like Icelandic people are coming over to like talk to Trump. They coming away like crying and stuff, and I was like, dude, you didn't know that like he's just gonna do whatever he wants. Like I can't believe you haven't like adjusted already. This is a paradigm shift. You guys are like being reactive instead of being proactive, and that's what you should be crying over, the fucking failure of leadership to take control, brother. Not that I want to like shame them or anything, but it's just like I can't abide by the cowardice of normalcy. Or I can't abide by it, whatever. But like it's just like so completely blinding to a lot of people. Um, you have to be willing to see possibilities and how things change and move. Um, but yeah. So yeah, they're like crying and stuff, and they're like, "No, you can't do this. You can't take Greenland from us." And I feel bad for them, but at the same time, like, bless me. Um, but at the same time, like, to a certain degree, like, it doesn't make any sense aside from just like pandering to even talk to Trump because he's such an idiot. Unless you actually do pander to him, in which case he seems to like go for it, you know. But yeah, I also think the Machado thing's pretty crazy because it's like you just want the prize, like you're satisfied with just the prize. How is that enough for you? It's supposed to be that you're gifted it through an achievement. That people decided you were worthy of it, not that you just got it. How is that enough for him? It's so stupid. Oh my god. I really don't know what to say. I'm so surprised. If I'm surprised, I'm so like, what should I say? Amused maybe by the cowardice of those in power. It seems that they'll like really kind of just do anything to maintain the status quo because it also maintains their power. I think really people just need to be strong and be willing to accept flexibility and change. Otherwise, they're just being stupid. Yeah. I don't know if I'm gonna have anything else to say here. I don't know if you can tell, but this sweater comes from out of the closet. I don't think it looks weird or whatever. I mean, not to check these things because it's like they were mixing in men's clothes with women's clothes. I'm pretty sure this is a man's. Pretty sure. And if it isn't, gender doesn't matter. So you're fucked up to even mention it. But gender does matter actually, to some extent. Just it's not. It's a construct. I say that like I'm mocking it, but I really am not. Yeah, I don't know what else to say here. I guess I'm gonna try to end it at 40 minutes. ORB show's getting long in the tooth. Let's see what else is there to talk about. This is where having a co-host would help. Just fill out the spots between my my memory and my observations, I guess. Did I already talk about sex? I don't know if I did. Maybe I did. How I think it's a shame that people have made sex entirely just a body process thing. When I feel like it should be like something that I might just come off romantic or ridiculous, but I am romantic and I enjoy. I'm not ridiculous. Okay. I just think being silly is awesome. Silly is strategy. I say it's the way to address a world of frustration sometimes. Keep yourself in high spirits, certainly. I used to wear, back in college, this is so ridiculous, this pair of yellow pants, they're like yellow chinos or something. They were like so soft and so comfortable. I loved wearing them. But also because I was so depressed in college at times. A lot of times it was my parents calling me and being like, "We have no money," and it's like how do you think that makes me feel? Like I'm living off your dime. You guys are telling me not to get a job and stuff. Whatever. So yeah. I would get depressed in college at times, and one thing that I realized is that when you're being ridiculous, when you're dressed in this kind of in a way that's up and colorful and stuff, it's kind of impossible to get depressed because you're I don't know, at least maybe you're not like me, but if you're like me, you'd be so geeked out on how fucking ridiculous or how silly it is, and it's just crack you up or whatever. You'll just be happy all the day. I'm wearing my fucking yellow pants, dude. And they looked good, okay? I'm gonna tell you that much. They weren't bright yellow. They were they're this yellow. And fuck that shit. I'm not advertising. That probably kills cats, as far as I know. But yeah, they're you wear brown shoes, brown loafers or whatever, and a white shirt. You got the real banana look going on, and it fucking is good. It's fucking good, that banana look. I looked awesome. I mean, maybe not everyone else thought that, but when have I ever cared about everyone else? Everyone else isn't big enough to fucking stomp on me. I'm gonna fucking go out there and be a fucking banana, and if they try to step on me, they'll fucking slip, That's my appeal. Is that a good joke? If it's a good joke, donate $5. It's like panhandling. Okay. Yeah, so I think that's a wrap. I think there was something else I was going to say before I got into the yellow pant territory, but it's fine. We're good. Thanks for joining and supporting the ORB show. Join the Patreon, ORB Weekly, and so forth. You'll see that. It's pretty good, too. Have a good day.